What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Brickhead. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is SunTzu. The map is Tundra, and these two Norsemains took 5 games. They took 5 games to have a Norse war. Everybody can celebrate. Game number 5. The loser of this game goes to relegations. The winner gets to stay put in the Champions League. So, whoever wins this one is going to be a champion for next season. Whoever loses this one has to fight for their life. So we'll see if they can do that or not. Tundra is the map. Loki versus Odin. A very terrifying matchup for both parties involved. I actually prefer Thor in this matchup over Odin because of Dwarven Mine. So, and also you have access to Forseti. So the way you play this matchup with Odin against Loki is you play very defensive. You make raiding cavalry and throwing axemen, or you rush with Ulfsark, depending on what you think the Loki player is going to do. And this is a brutally exposed gold mine, and the Ulfsark will spot it, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see SunTzu go for a Heimdall rush here. Could be a very, very brutal Heimdall rush as we see the Skraeling coming in here and still not using Spy, maybe faking it a little bit. No, there's the Spy onto the Ox Cart. So that's what can happen. But the Odin player basically against the Forseti style of Loki, the Odin player wants to be throwing axemen, walls, and trying to rush Ragnarok. Ragnarok completely shuts down everything that the Forseti Loki does. And the big downside to that is you can't get to Ragnarok off of one medium gold mine, but Thor can do a semi-fast stroke through Skadi and then put the Dwarven Mine down that he saved from the early game in order to win this matchup very, very easily. However, Brickhead's opted to go with the Odin here, not confident in his Thor for some reason. I don't know that there's too much advantage to Odin over Thor in this matchup, so I'm a bit confused as to why he's going for it, apart from the fact that he's got a little bit of confidence from beating SunTzu's Zeus with his Odin in the last game. So we'll see what happens. SunTzu definitely not going for a Heimdall rush here. He's going for the Forseti because he's putting the temple up in his base. Would have loved to have seen a Heimdall rush here onto this gold mine, completely exposed. Brickhead would have a hard time defending against the Iron Hayar spam, plus those Herser. You make Herser throwing axemen, and you go so very, very fast and get them good stuffs. And the temple is up. Walls go down. We see Relic up here. It's got the Scarab Pendant. Not going to be the most important here in this game, but Harmonious Necklace at the bottom can matter a little bit. Means you don't have to actually upgrade Pickaxe or something like that. Pickaxe does give you a little bit of an extra bonus with the extra 5 carry capacity, but you know, small things. Ravens coming out now for Brickhead. Going to be searching for something here, and well, at least trying to find something. But SunTzu's got kind of nothing to worry about here. He's got the advantage in the early game with those Herser. He will have to deal with the Valkyrie coming out, so he's got to be careful not to be too aggressive because Freya will be on its way. 50% already there and 50% for SunTzu. So both players going to the Classical Age at exactly the same time here, using the same build order. Herser pops out for SunTzu. Raven's getting sniped over here by the town center. And I love this wall here, but it's not open, but he could Forest Fire through this. And I do love Forest Fire, and I hate that the meta is to Forest Fire villages and try and like get a cheeky pick off. But I like using Forest Fire on a forest like this and pushing in is such a better usage of Forest Fire. Opening up the map is so much more interesting. We do see a Longhouse coming down very far forward here for Brickhead. Not what you'd expect, because this means, well, I mean, he can use this Longhouse as a barrier for himself, as we do see the Herser pushing out, and SunTzu's completely fine to fight this because the Herser, they do not re-heal, whereas the Loki Herser do with the with the healing spring. So it's completely fine to push in here. The troll comes forward. We do see the Valkyrie trying to get some pickoffs here. Does hit one of the villagers, but gets pushed back by the Herso. Nice play by SunTzu. And now the troll moving in here. The Herso need to click onto that troll if they can. The Ulfsark does get sniped there by that troll. Nice play by SunTzu. Going to be retreating the troll. 3.6 speed, apparently enough to run away. It looks like he may be speed walking it. If you're unaware of how to speed walk, you just grab one unit on one side of the map, one unit on the other, and you click together, and it's totally fine. We do see one Herso does get sniped there. Nice play by Brickhead to do that. Going to be casting a Forest Fire here. Going to get a little bit of extra damage onto these Herso. Actually getting a lot of damage onto this Herso. Way more value out of that Forest Fire than I thought it should have. The troll coming in now as he's trying to pick off some units as Brickhead is running around like a wild goose trying to get some value here. More units streaming in for Brickhead. But what is the population situation? 45 to 45 here. And Brickhead is down a myth unit. There is still this troll over here. Got to get those Herso on top of the trolls here in order to continue. But what is the purpose of this? Giving so much population over, or so much favor over to SunTzu, and he's going to start getting myth unit spawns here. There's the first Valkyrie. The villagers do get picked off as Brickhead manages to get one, but SunTzu is completely winning here, hardly losing any Herso, any villagers, whereas Brickhead just throwing away Ulfsark so very fast. So second longhouse coming up now. Healing Spring for SunTzu, just going to retreat back and heal those guys back up before he continues fighting. The Valkyrie can heal up a Herso over here as well if she wants to, and a Brickhead is going to be in a tough position. We do see Throwing Axemen starting to get pumped out here. Villagers moving back onto this location over here as well, and such is life. Throwing Axemen coming out of the longhouse here. And he does need to just... We could go for some like Lone Wanderer Ulfsark raids. And basically, if the Herso ever decide they want to attack, you just keep those Ulfsark over here, leave the Throwing Axemen behind, defend against any sort of raids that come in. We do see villagers on top of this location here. And the Loki Herso, SunTzu's Herso, will be spotting this, getting some huge raids in here as the blue ball is leaving. And unfortunately for SunTzu, he does not get any sort of surround here. So these villagers should be able to retreat here. Maybe SunTzu can get a ghost building or something, but he hasn't gone for it just yet. The units moving in here onto these villages, going to be pushing off this location. The Herso already on top of these trolls here. We don't see Lone Wanderer still, but the troll does get picked off. Ulfsark trying to get villager pickoffs here. Herso on top of the Valkyrie. Herso inside of Brickhead's base though, going after these gold villagers. The dwarves turn around, but a troll spawn happens. There is one single Herso here that can pick off this troll very, very easily though, so that's unfortunate for SunTzu. He didn't get an Iron Hiar or anything big here to help these Herso doing their thing, but a lot of villagers do get picked off. Now we see an Iron Hiar spawn in this location over here, but the Throwing Axe for doing so much damage to SunTzu here, able to push him back. The gold mine sitting with 1,000 gold here. I bet you wish Brickhead had Forest Fire now to push through this location. He's got a really big advantage here. The Herso retreating out of this location. Do get a Throwing Axeman snipe there, and Brickhead gets pushed back slightly here. Throwing up another house in this location. And we see the Herso going after a sentry tower. We see Brickhead deleting the sentry tower there just to make sure that no myth units get picked off. And Brickhead trying to make his way through this sentry tower. We do see watchtowers coming through. Throwing Axemen need to try and target down these Herso, but he is going after that tower, but does manage to take it down. And now he's able to take down the Iron Hiar as well. Question is Brickhead going to stop producing military units, or is he going to just risk the fact that Bragi might come and just completely end him on the second town center? Now he's got control of the Healing Spring though. The Herso coming back into this location. It's going to be a tough fight to win because of all of the Herso plus Throwing Axemen here. 4 Throwing Axemen in the back. Going to be able to defend these units quite strong here. So we'll see what happens here. The Herso moving in. And then getting pushed back, we see a couple of straggler units here. Medium infantry comes through, and these units over here gets another Valkyrie spawn. Absolutely huge here for SunTzu, and Brickhead is getting very, very stuck out here. Then the Herso deciding to fight. Throwing axemen are getting targeted, though. You've got to be careful. Got to micro this really well. Nice micro from SunTzu to pull back on those Herso, but there's just so many units here for Brickhead, sitting 74 population to 68 population. The Herso on top of these Valkyrie in the back. We do see another Valkyrie spawn there. At least I think that was another Valkyrie spawn. But all the Herso are falling for SunTzu as this fight is continuing here. Gold mine now at 150 gold here, and there's no good gold for SunTzu to go to. This is the only gold mine he can possibly go to, and he doesn't even know about the bottom golds there, so he may be going for a bit of a wander down there as he tries to find somewhere to go. This is absolutely huge for Brickhead. SunTzu with 2 Valkyries in the base, couple of Herso as well. How much gold in the bank? He's got 600 gold. He's going to be throwing up a double longhouse here. Can just move. Oh, he doesn't have enough food to get up to the next stage either, because he's got only a couple of goat left here, sitting with 183 food here. And Brickhead is in a commanding position, destroying houses as well right now. The dwarves will be moving out. There is a Raven chilling over here. Will spot these dwarves making a run for it. So what will Brickhead's option be here? He can move some of these Ulfsark over there. Still doesn't have Lone Wanderer. Can move his entire army over here. The dwarves will be avoiding this Raven, but the Raven moving at this point will spot the dwarves moving away, and that's absolutely huge right now for Brickhead to know that they're coming. So he can send over Valkyrie or something, make one single Valkyrie over here to spot the dwarves who are searching for a gold mine, but there's nothing over here, and the gold will slowly dwindle. 8 gold left for SunTzu in this game. And the dwarves retreating back to the home base or finding somewhere else, still searching. What is SunTzu's a map looking like? Absolutely nothing spotted. He knows there's a gold mine in the middle of the map. He sees the town center here, and he is going as fast as he can to this gold mine over here, potentially onto this gold mine as well as an option, but the units will be following him. We see an armory half baked there, not quite. Oh, and the ox cart's coming over. The Herso can now hit the gold of Brickhead, who's not being too careful, and he misses the gold mine. He misses the gold mine over here as these dwarves still haven't found a gold mine to go to. The villagers, dwarves getting pulled back. Brickhead can simply just move some villagers over here that aren't spied. He should know that this ox cart or a dwarf were spied in the early game, but it doesn't happen. And now the dwarves getting greeted by the entire army of Brickhead, but they're going to run straight by each other, and Brickhead not paying attention. He lets the dwarves by, and now SunTzu is gathering gold up in the top side of the map as Brickhead sent his entire army after these dwarves. Meanwhile, Brickhead isn't gathering at all. What an insane army movement here from SunTzu. And we also see the Valkyrie causing some chaos in the base of Brickhead. How many resources does he have left? He's got 500. He needs to get up his armory, but the armory was not finished just yet. So we see him throwing that army up in the middle of the map, going through Skadi. Is going to be huge, can just pull off. We see another Valkyrie spawn. How many Valkyrie spawns can you get? The Herso trying to chase this one down over here as well to deny gold some more. The armory comes up. That's going to be Skadi incoming for Brickhead. However, how far off is SunTzu is the question. Villagers moving over here. The Valkyrie is getting turned on, I guess. The village is going to be greeted by all these Herso, though. Brickhead is absolutely crumbling right now. Even though he's managed to get to the roller gauge, it's not that big of a deal here. The Valkyrie doing so much damage here as the village is turning onto it. You don't want to do that. It's 60% hack, 375 HP. Absolutely crazy amount of HP to be trying to fight with those villagers. And now the villagers all running forward as if they are villager Ragnaroking or something here. And SunTzu is getting away with murder here. And he is so far in front. He doesn't have that much food though, is the big problem. He's only got 2 farms. He's managing to eat some hunt out here as this is going on. But Brickhead will secure this gold mine to continue in this game. Question is, can he get some value out of Skadi or not? Is going to be very, very important to see what happens here. There's the frost, though. Immediate frost onto these units here. Now the flaming weapons is completely open for SunTzu. But again, we're going to have to wait and see if he can even get there in this moment. We see walls coming up here. Needs to throw those up to prevent these units from retreating away, forcing the fight here. We see them coming up. Needs to be fast. You want to put up just the long walls first is the way to go here. And we see that sort of happening here for Brickhead. A couple of straggle units coming in, preventing or hitting these units here. How many resources does Brickhead have? It's very low on the resources. 84 population. Needs a lot of gold here to spam out Frost Giants. Would be a very, very strong way to go here. Throwing Axemen, Frost Giants at this point. The walls are not going to be able to be completed here. The frost does expire here as the units turning around and fighting this one. Lots of Hursa are here though for Brickhead to continue fighting. An Einhjar spawn does come absolutely huge here for SunTzu. Going to help him win this fight, or at least continue in this fight. Frost Giant in the back does pick off one of those hammer trolls, and unfortunately targets the throwing axe. You've got to micro those a little bit better to go on to the more important units. And this army here does look like Brickhead has managed to defend for the time being, and the heroes, or sorry, the myth units, or the heroes picking off the myth units here, going to be retreating away for the time being. Still hasn't got many Frost Giants out. Still only 2 longhouses for Brickhead, who's retreating away. Still fighting relatively well as this is going on. Still only 3 Hursa in this fight, so the Frost Giant can do a lot of damage, but the Hammer Troll in the back just deals so much damage, 14.4 damage per second, and Brickhead has been pushed back yet again by SunTzu's craziness here. And meanwhile, SunTzu is just gathering from Hunt everywhere, and we see Brickhead is basically just pure wood-based army with Frost Giants. He's got throwing Axemen, he's got Frost Giants, the Hursa coming over onto this gold mine, but we do see Brickhead going to be attempting to defend this one here. And SunTzu still short resources to go to the next stage, but the Frost Giant gets sniped there, coming back, going to attempt to freeze this Hammer Troll. No, not going for the Hammer Troll. And the Hursa will go down very, very fast here for Brickhead, as well as these throwing axemen do so much damage. The Hursa in the back here goes down. Another Valkyrie spawn for SunTzu as the Frost Giants fall, and Brickhead taps out. What a throw here from Brickhead. SunTzu takes the game, takes the series, remains a champion. Brickhead dropping down into the relegations to fight a challenger. It's going to be a tough one, I guarantee you, for him to stay in this Challengers Champions League. He had winning chances here. He could have won this game. All he had to do was swap that ox cart in, or even just move to separate gold mines here, not commit. He let the dwarves run straight past his army. He had it. He could have picked off all of those dwarves and then just move over onto this gold mine here and win the game in that moment. But he just could not manage to do it. And SunTzu just gets away with murder here in this game, winning the series 3-2. GG, well played. If you guys enjoyed this series, if you guys enjoyed this game, and if you guys enjoying the Voobly Champions League, I do really encourage you guys to hit that follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next series.